Is your Uverse box stuck displaying a restart receiver message and looping endlessly? This frustrating issue prevents your receiver from completing its startup sequence. This is what a typical Uverse receiver looks like. When it gets stuck in a boot loop, it continuously cycles through startup screens without reaching the main menu interface. Boot loops have several common causes. Corrupted firmware from incomplete updates is the most frequent culprit, followed by hardware issues like failing hard drives or overheating components. Signal problems from poor cable connections and power supply fluctuations are also major contributors. Software conflicts from incompatible updates round out the primary causes. The good news is that there's a simple solution with a 60 to 70% success rate, the power cycle method. This involves 3 key steps that resolve most boot loop issues. Let's look at the connection verification step in detail. You need to check your coaxial cables first. Ensure they are finger tight plus a quarter turn for optimal signal transmission. Next, verify your HDMI connections are secure. A loose HDMI cable can cause display issues that may contribute to boot problems. Also check Ethernet cables if your receiver uses IP connectivity. Understanding your complete Uverse network setup helps identify potential connection issues. The signal travels from the network interface through your residential gateway to the set-top boxes via coaxial cables and splitters. Remember, as of 2025, while firmware updates and hardware revisions have reduced boot loop frequency, they still occur regularly. The power cycle method remains your best first response with its proven 60 to 70% success rate. When basic power cycling doesn't resolve the boot loop, the next step is performing a factory reset. This process will restore your Uverse receiver to its original settings and can resolve software-related issues. First, ensure your receiver is powered on. Then locate the reset button on your device. This is typically a small recessed button on the front or back panel. Hold the reset button for 10 to 15 seconds while the receiver remains powered on. You may need to use a paperclip or similar small object to press the recessed button. After releasing the reset button, navigate to Settings, then select Reset to Factory Defaults. This menu option will completely wipe your current configuration. Allow 15 to 20 minutes for the complete reset process. The receiver will restart multiple times during this period. Do not interrupt the process or unplug the device. If the factory reset doesn't resolve the issue, more advanced solutions may be required. AT&T technical support can manually push firmware updates to your receiver or determine if hardware replacement is necessary. Firmware corruption is a common cause of persistent boot loops. AT&T can remotely push updated firmware to your receiver, which may resolve software conflicts or corrupted system files. In cases where hardware components have failed, such as hard drive issues or overheating damage, the receiver will need to be replaced. AT&T typically provides replacement units for customers under warranty. However, it's important to understand that AT&T is actively transitioning customers away from traditional Uverse service to newer streaming platforms like AT&T TV and other streaming services. This transition means reduced investment in Uverse hardware updates and support. The company is focusing resources on cloud-based solutions rather than maintaining legacy equipment. The future of television service lies in cloud-based DVR systems and streaming integration. These technologies reduce hardware dependencies and eliminate many of the boot loop issues associated with traditional receivers. Cloud-based systems eliminate local hardware failures, provide automatic updates, and offer greater reliability. Streaming integration allows for hybrid solutions that combine traditional and on-demand content seamlessly. If you continue experiencing persistent boot loops with your Uverse receiver, consider exploring migration options to AT&T's newer streaming platforms. These services offer improved reliability and eliminate the hardware-related issues that cause boot loops.